I can actually do it. Okay. Great.
I'm a legionnaire.
Is it waffle? We got one already? You want to say? We already got
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. So thank you for joining us today. Let me let our Dean of Students, Ron Malavera, speak. Welcome, everybody.
Thank you, Luis. Thank you, everybody, for allowing me to take a moment. And I know I stand between you and some food here, so I'm not going to be long, but I wanted to acknowledge that although we're celebrating Veterans Day today, and I hope the audio is okay. Good, thanks. Because I know we have some folks joining us virtually. But the college happens to be closed tomorrow on officially Veterans Day, so we're taking the time today to acknowledge and thank you, Luis, and all the team that you have working on today's event to make this possible. We want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule to be here with us today to join us in celebration of Veterans Day and to acknowledge all of those who have served. I know there are many of us here, many of you here, who have served on various branches, and so we take our hats off to you today. We acknowledge and thank you for your service to this country. Genuinely and from our heart, we know that we have the support through the Veterans Resource Center on campus, for all of our campuses, to be able to help work with students that come from the service fields and have worked their way through academia and trying to get different things met to succeed. And so we tip our hats also off to each and every person who is matriculated here at Palm Beach State College who comes from the service. And know that we have all kinds of support here to help you in any event that you might need extra support. The Dean of Students Office is also here over all different areas that can help facilitate things as any challenges come up. But please know that we recognize everything that folks have put on the line when we talk about the service that you have provided to this country, and we thank you and we acknowledge you today. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you, Dean. I also want to thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to celebrate veterans. Today we honor, here at Palm Beach State College, we honor those that that when, they didn't say, they didn't ask what their country could do for them. They asked what they can do for their country. So today, we honor that. As all of you, or most of you may already know, I'm a veteran, I'm an Army veteran. I did 7 years active duty, 3 years reserves. I was in Iraq and Afghanistan. I was wounded in Afghanistan, and I'm very proud of my service. I also, that's a little bit of my background, but today I also want to just tell you from a veteran's perspective, from a staff veteran's perspective, of what Veterans Day means. And to me, Veterans Day, it's again that day that we take aside to just say, hey, those that are veterans, we're reflecting on what we've done for our country. And I also think about my family. So I think about their sacrifices, them staying up late, worrying, I don't have any kids, but I could only imagine if I did, how that impacts them. So let's also take time to think about the family members of veterans and what they have to go through. Brett?
Hey, good morning, everybody. My name is Brett Hoskinson. I'm the president of the Veterans Club here at the Lake Worth campus. I just want to thank everyone for coming today. I did 5 years in the Marine Corps, 2006 to 2011, went to Iraq. But I just want to thank everyone for coming, and it's good to have events again on campus. It's been a long time, so thanks to the coronavirus.
Happy birthday, Marines.
Yeah, I was going to say, for all the Marines out there, December 5, happy birthday.
Army doesn't need a birthday because it's called Independence Day. It's called Independence Day, by the way. That's our birthday. But actually, Ray, if you don't mind, can you speak about your service?
Yes, I will.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Ray Nazareth. I'm the past commander of the American Legion in Royal Palm Beach, and I want to tell you a little bit about Veterans Day. Veterans Day is the old Armistice Day. And if you take a trip to Europe and you see the graves of the men and women that sacrificed, and I want to say also one more thing. You can thank everybody on Veterans Day, but Memorial Day is differently, okay? You can't say Happy Memorial Day, but you can say Happy Veterans Day, okay? I'm just going to give you a little schooling here while I'm at it. Also, the Armistice Day, I went to the ceremony in Paris, in France, and there was heavy-duty security, American and French veterans. And the reason I'm mentioning this to you is most people, they say Veterans Day, you have a parade. I haven't missed a parade yet, okay? But you need to realize the symbol of Veterans Day and how both sides stopped. They stopped fighting. And this is World War I. And we thought, or not we, I wasn't born then, but at that time they thought that was a war to end all wars. And there'll be future wars after that. So the reason I'm telling you all this, because you understand that when you see the flag, right, and we just said the pledge, when you see the red on the flag, I want you to know that that is blood. That's the blood that was shed for you. All of you have a chance at an education.
Yep.
Now, what do I know about education? Yes, go ahead, please. I was an adjunct at Indian River, it's now State College. I was a school teacher, and I only did briefly because my issues caught up with me again. I've been downtown with issues for PTSD, the big building downtown. I was in a panel with the other doctors there, trying to school them and educate them what it means to be a veteran. There isn't a day I don't wake up or when I go to sleep, and I'm sure you guys can I'm preaching to the choir here, right? Am I right, fellas?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm saying to you, there isn't a day that I don't experience, and they used to call it battle fatigue. They had other names for it. And also, last but not least, I want to recognize you women veterans there, which I feel it's not a male thing, it's also our women. There's a lot of women there that have paid the price for freedom. So please, when you think about Veterans Day in the future, think about all the blood on the flag and all the sacrifices. And I think some of you know the word lament. I lament over some of the people that didn't come back, men and women. And I won't even tell you how they come back. You know, the ceremony, and, you know, well, you guys know. I'm sure you've been, right, Marine and Army man. Okay, so please, in the future, when you say Veterans Day, have some kind of understanding of what it really means.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, go ahead.
What does veteran mean?
Veterans Day is armistice. They stopped fighting. And not long after that, the American Legion was born. We just celebrated our 100th anniversary.
What does
So-
the word veteran mean?
The word veteran is someone that was in the military
Served in the
and who
armed
served
forces.
in one of the armed forces, and not only armed forces, someone like in the Merchant Marine for the war effort. And there are other types of veterans. And if you have a benefit at the VA, then you're classified as a veteran. Okay? A lot of people are still fighting their claims to be recognized, to get the benefit of veterans. But for today's intents and purposes, we're going to say someone that served their tour of duty in one of the branches of service. Okay? We're okay with that?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. Can everyone hear me? He kind of tapped me, so I didn't have anything prepared ahead of time. Just want to let you know I'm with Palm Beach Veterans Services, and what we do, we assist veterans in filing claims for compensation, pension. We also are the gateway to helping them maneuver education benefits, home loans, even questions like, how do I get my roof fixed? We'll try to work with you and see if we can provide you answers. We're located in Lake Worth, and I do have a counterpart who's naval, and he is able to help you as well. I'll leave some business cards behind if you have any questions. A little about my background, I'm an Afghan vet, and from a woman's perspective, I never looked at it as a female male, I just looked at it as soldiers. We had to carry the weapons, we had to be prepared, we were being bombed constantly, and that is the most precious thing I've ever been through. I don't know, it may not make sense to a lot of people, but it's the biggest role I'll ever have in my life. I spent 36 years in the Air Force, I'm retired. And I actually, now that we're talking about education, I was blessed that with the Air Force help, I was able to get my bachelor's and 2 master's degrees. Not necessarily here, but in other universities in other states. I'm very, very proud to be a veteran, and I'm very happy that, you know, I deal with civilians and they come up to me and say thank you for your service. And I remember one time I was in line. I never carry cash. I don't even know what Bitcoin is, but I don't ever carry cash. I still carry plastics, debit cards and stuff. And their machine broke down, and I owed like $2.50, and I was horrified. They don't take checks. The machine was broken. And I said, oh, I'm so sorry. And I was in uniform, and there was this elderly lady that came up to me and said to the cashier, don't you worry, I got her. Thank you for your service. I was brought to tears. I gave her a hug. No one had ever done that, for me. So I know the value that our civilian counterparts place on us. But like I can say, I'm very proud to be a veteran. Thank you.
Thank you, again, for attending. Thank you for our guest speakers. Also, just, I appreciate, excuse me, I also have another speaker. I guess, I'm glad you're able to make it. Come on, he has a wonderful story, and it's more, not just veterans, but about how our college impacts our students. So.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Thurney. My name is Dan Thurney. I was in the United States Marine Corps from 1975 to 1983. But really that's not my story as far as veterans are concerned. I did lose my brother in Vietnam. I lost my uncle in World War II. My father was a combat veteran. Literally, on that Lieutenant Dan story from Forrest Gump, where if you track us back, the Irish people that got off the boat during the Civil War, we were fighting for our food and our land as sort of indentured servants to the United States government. We stayed that way. We're pretty much stuck in that loop. My sons are both Afghan and Iraq vets, and that's all I got to say about that. I came up through, got a little PTSD, such a thing as a little PTSD. And was pretty sick for a long time. The VA hospital did the best they possibly could with what they knew. And it's hard for you to relate to the amount of years because I look so young, right? I look good, right? So I wasn't cryogenically frozen or anything. It was just the genes, right? We get what we get. And although this may look like rust, it's freckles. To make a long story short, I came to Palm Beach State College back in 2012. I had been getting medicated, electric shock treatment, constantly in and out of mental health facilities for a really long time. Couldn't figure out how to sleep, couldn't figure out how to stop the pain, and suffering. I had become addicted to the medication, out the street medication, any medication. My brain said a drug is a drug is a drug, and I took whatever I could get to stop the pain. Actually, this is what stopped the pain, was like becoming a part of and connected to something positive, bigger than myself. It was like the Marine Corps, right? I don't know about that positive, but it was definitely bigger than me. But I had a sense of pride and a sense of connectedness. And the other Marines were the reasons that we did things. It wasn't, the Constitution or a president or the Congress. It was literally, you become close with the people you serve with, and you become connected to them. I did that here, right? I said, you know what, this addiction thing's got to be more complicated than I was treating, because I was constantly failing, and I was really getting tired of pulling my dad's boot out of my ass, and so I said, there's got to be a different way, because that was the kind of discipline I grew up with, right? You're going to stop, and you're going to stop now, and you're going to shut up, and you're going to do the right thing. I came to find out it's like the complete opposite. Connectivity and love, care and concern, self-building, self-respect, and self-esteem for myself. I graduated my first 2 years. I took the addiction certification, became a certified addiction professional. That was back in from 2012 to 2014. And I said, wow, man, there's a lot more to this. And so from 2014 to 2016, I redid my associate's degree here. So after 4 years, I had an associate's degree, which was on track for me. But I had a certification in addiction counseling, which turned out, because of the laws change, there really wasn't a whole lot you could do with that. But what it was the impetus for me to move forward. Went to FAU, I got my bachelor's degree. And by the way, being from the Marine Corps and having a military background, competing against kids that are half alive, which is what I kind of always felt they were, was easy. So I graduated at the top of my class at FAU. And I said, wow, you know, every time I found like a new Ron or a new Professor Duffy or another Professor Ford, and someone that like really turned me on to like, wow, you know, this is a really cool science. It's so much more than the medicine. I went on, I got a master's degree. I currently work as a mental health counselor and treatment. I was hired to design a program for veterans. I work closely with the actual hospital. And those same people, literally, that treated me 20 years ago, and honors and kudos to those doctors that had died during my journey. That's how long this fight was, you know, it had to be consistent. You know, and everybody wants everything to be like a light switch, right? I don't feel good about life, turn the light. It doesn't work like that. It's sort of like it takes time and it takes love and care for yourself and loving care and dedication to whatever that which you feel connected to is. Palm Beach State High, I'm back here again trying to find some connection here. I'm out there in this world where it's very, very commercial, and it feels like some of the humanitarian postures that they take in the treatment area it isn't quite the way I want it to be, or the academics that I learned and was dedicated to, both trauma and addiction, are not being applied. I'm a little fish, and it's a job. So I always have to keep that in perspective. The person that hired me to set up the veterans program resigned. So that program and everything went out the door. I'm a group facilitator and individual primary therapist, which is what I like. But what I felt good about coming back here was I can say, hey, Professor Duff, you know, this is what's going on out there, because things get confusing for me. And that PTSD, although it's, you know, in a safe place, I always have to get coached. I always have to be connected. I always have to have somebody I can trust. I always have to be able to take my pride and put it in my back pocket and bare my soul to someone about my truth. Because if I try to decipher that on my own, it usually doesn't work out well. So I stop, I pause when I'm agitated, confused, scared for no reason. You know, and that could be a noise, and that could be a posture of people, that could be a crowd, that could be 1,000 different things. But I've learned what that is. And I can identify it, and I can process it. And Palm Beach State College is really why I'm alive today. Thanks.
Thank you for those kind words. Thank you for. Okay, then we got it. Everybody's getting hungry, but come on. Oh.
I just want to let everybody know about the Boynton Beach Veterans Task Force event coming up on November 15th. There's some flyers on your table. It's Dining for a Cause. 15% of all proceeds will be going to the Veterans Honor Flight.
Thank you, David. So again, I just want to thank all of you for coming, and I want to celebrate Veterans Day, and that's what we're here for. But we also are celebrating Palm Beach State College. I know that being the head of the Veterans Department, we truly do make a positive impact on our veterans. We don't just care about their benefits and making sure that's done correctly. We care about the person. You know, so thank you. This concludes our event, our speaking engagement part. Now we can eat. Thank you so much.